Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Lincoln Media Group, the Alzheimer's Association, and Accountable R&R Bookkeeping. For more information on Lincoln Media Group and their media services, go to lincolnmediagroup.com. And for more information on the Alzheimer's Association and how to give to this amazing organization, go to alz.org. And for Accountable R&R Bookkeeping in Lebanon, Oregon, go to arrbookkeeping.com. Hey everybody, welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Just noticed we got to do a little tinkering with the background there. There we go. All right. Hey, so glad to have you all here today. Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie is here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now we're back to Standard Time. And you know what? I am so blessed that you're here today. I cannot even tell you how much I appreciate this audience. I've just had an amazing discussion, just a nice chat with Dr. New this morning. She is an amazing individual. And, you know, I continue to build my community with people that want to spread kindness and love and joy and want to connect with people really at the heart of what marketing and life is all about. You know, I'm a firm believer that connection and community building is the foundation of any good marketing plan, any good business, any good life, really. So I that's what this is all about. That's how Marketing with Russ came about, talking about how amazing people connect. And you know what? This morning is no different. We have an amazing individual on this morning. Josef is with me, and he's all about marketing. He's all about business. He is a great individual that you will learn from this morning and enjoy our conversation. But before we get to that, I just want to remind you, you know, again, every week, Monday, Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, we have amazing people who connect. And of course, I love to connect with you. And RussHedge.com is the best place to go. That's it. RussHedge.com. You can get all of my connection links. You can get all of my information about my coaching, my keynote speaking, my live stream producing and live streaming. Love to help you out. Love to have a conversation. You know, it doesn't cost anything for a conversation. So connect with me today. Go to RussHedge.com. And if you just go to the connection link, connect with me. It'll take you right there. You can schedule time on my calendar. And I would love to Zoom with you. And that would be so awesome. Also, please join our YouTube community. We'd love for you to be part of that. You can go to marketingwithruss.live, marketingwithruss.live, and you can get amazing benefits. What is that? You get one-stop shop for all of the amazing content on Marketing with Russ, Russ Reels Live, and now we're even restreaming over the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. So you can see all my live streams except for the one that's on Instagram only, the Experience Backstage Wednesday mornings. Other than that, you can see them all at my YouTube page. And you could see amazing people that you should be connecting with. So yeah, I would definitely be part of that, and we would love for you to be part of the community. Also, please share this out. Right now, you can hit the share button, share this out to everybody, open a separate tab, subscribe to YouTube. You can get it all done right now. And I would love for you to share, tag your friends, and please talk to people. Just engage in the comments, engage. And as you are talking to others, also tag friends that should be in on this conversation, because everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. I get it. And we can only do so much, but we forget because there's a lot of great things out there. But you don't want to miss Marketing with Russ. So let everybody know. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Last thing is, don't forget, if you haven't got a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. I'd love to have you pick up a copy of that. You can go to russedge.com and get it on my website, or you can go to Amazon or any online bookseller. Also, there's a companion workbook that helps you get the full benefit out of the book, talking about positive mindset, talking about purpose, talking about how to live a life that will not only help you, but help others, how to market yourself. And also, don't forget, Route of the Wake, Volume 1, available on Amazon. Please pick up your copy of that as well. I got 2 more collaborative books coming up, and that is the second book of Perspectives on Cancer. Wrote a chapter in that coming out in February. And A Note to My Family, which is Nicole is putting together, and CJ is amazing. And that is coming out in December, and in the middle of getting that out as well. So love to have you keep your eyes out for those. We'll give you more information. So anyway, besides that, I think that we are good to go. We're going to get Josef in the room and get this conversation started. Morning, Josef.
Hey, Russ. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
You bet. It's great to have you here this morning. And how is the weather in your part of the world?
I'm in New Jersey. Sun is shining. Weather's a little cool, but mid-November, that's what you get. So it's
there
good.
You go. Yes. Well, we're with you on the kind of cool side, and it's supposed to be actually, I think, overcast and just kind of clear today, which would be great. Anyway, Josef, you and I had an amazing conversation, and I knew right off the bat you were perfect for our community because people are looking for all that you do. Give us a little snippet. Who is Josef, and what are you up to?
Sure thing. So I guess the best way to describe what I do is, marketing, but I really have been focusing for a good chunk of my career on early stage companies, but I'm results driven. So for me, it comes down to, can I produce a result? And that result's going to vary by type of business. I've worked in both corporate America and early stage. I've seen it all, right? The good, the bad, the ugly of marketing. I've seen the promises and the things that don't happen when people make those promises. For me, it comes down to really just delivering on what I say I'm going to do and producing the results that I believe I can produce for a company or a client. Highlight of my career, I think at this point was a number of years ago, I was employee number 3 at an ed tech company that ultimately had a $100 million exit. I'll just say the number. And it was, it was a great ride. So I got to see the lows and the highs of that experience. I also work on a podcast that it focuses on longevity and aging and sort of the second half of life, if you will. And we speak to all sorts of great people. So to your point about kindness and love and joy, it doesn't end, right? It continues, and we try to bring those stories to life. And just before this, I was telling you that I also co-host an investor breakfast. So, about connecting people and introducing people, that's kind of in my DNA, and sort of how I've, moved through my career. I can't honestly say that I've ever had to, quote unquote, market my own services, because it really just comes down to me talking to people and trying to help and be helpful and make introductions. So that's what I do.
Yeah. Well, I think what you just said is what it's all about, really. It's just, you're marketing yourself every moment of the day when you are reaching out, connecting to people, and just getting to know them, because people want to work with people they know, like, and trust. And so what do we need to do? We need to get people to know who we are. I mean, that's what I love about the visibility of live streaming and online marketing, is because you're getting the opportunity to, really touch people's lives and really get out there and truly connect. Because, connection to me, Joseph, is not just a contact, not just, hey, I'm Joseph. It's like really getting to know who they are, right? And you care about them because, like John Maxwell says, people don't know how much you care. They don't care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. There you go. I'll say it right.
There you
And
go.
so, yeah, because people want you to care about them. And that's what engaging with others is all about, right?
100%. I guess I should probably qualify it when I say marketing. I don't spend money marketing myself, because your point is 100% right. I'm constantly marketing myself, writing content, doing videos, in events like these. I don't think there's anyone I've ever met who I'm not sort of the wheels don't start churning. I'm like, how can I help this person? Like, who do I know that they should know? Who do I know that they should talk to? And I think that's just, part of my DNA. Some people are more, I shouldn't say, I don't want to make any assumptions about anyone, but there are people who, what's in it for me, and they don't give. I figure I will give until someone proves me wrong. So like, I've done marketing plans with people, and if they don't want to work with me, I'm like, all right, good, that's fine. If you use it, God bless. But my hunch is you will not be able to execute the marketing plan I put together. You want to take introductions from me and, then do business with those people and not ever show any gratitude. Well, we won't be friends very long. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I think that, connection has to be reciprocated, right? I think that you have to, as you reach out to other people, at some point, people have to engage back. Otherwise, it does kind of fall off, because it's not that you don't want to be connected and
Sure.
be part of their lives, but it's just a matter of the fact that if people don't, you're going to move on to people that will, right? That's just the truth of life. So,
I can tell you stories.
Oh, go ahead. Tell us stories. I want to hear.
I mean, there's been people who, kind of just milk your brain, milk your connections. And then when you ask for something in return, or you just want to help them in a way that you can actually receive some benefit, they disappear on you because it's just been about them. It's human nature. I get it. But, we've all been burned. We've all had people who take advantage of your kindness and your goodness. And, that's just part of life. I believe in karma. At some point, it'll come back and bite them in the ass. So,
right. Well, I think that God definitely puts before us choices every day, and what goes around comes around. I mean, when we give, we're going to receive. When we don't give, that is when it's just about us. People are going to find that out pretty quickly. And I've had the same thing. I've got a couple individuals I can name right now, which I'm not going to name, but are doing that exact thing. And I've been very patient and kind. But, you're right. As soon as you bring up, hey, how about we do this as the next step, then they disappear. If it has anything to do with money, it's like, I'm sorry, there does come a point where, because this is my business, there comes a point when the charges do start, because this is what I do, and if they don't get that, then that's kind of sad, because it is just it's just the way life works. Obviously we all have to make a living, and when it's not about that and we're willing to give out, people see that. And I think that's what really it is. It's your heart and your intention. So let's back up a little bit. Somebody called you, Joseph, and they're needing help. Give us a little idea what you're going to do for them.
Sure thing. So the way I work is, I try to, listen more than talk, and, really hear what their challenges are, where they need help, why they think they need help there, what they're trying to achieve, kind of dig into their business, explore what they've done, if they've done stuff, if they haven't done stuff, understand why they haven't. A lot of times a telltale sign for me is, if they aren't willing to spend any money on their own marketing, and money could be actual dollars and cents, or it could just be their own resources in some way to invest in themselves and their business. I usually can't help them. So if I can usually sniff that out pretty quickly. If assuming they're willing to invest in themselves and their business, then I'll put together sort of a laundry list of things that I think their business needs, or some strategies and tactics, if you will, that will allow them to grow. At that point, we have a conversation. We'll work through it. We'll discuss why one thing makes more sense than another. prioritize them. And if they're willing to move forward, we'd come to an agreement on, what that means from a financial standpoint. But at the very beginning, it's, you have to be willing to invest. And that means, it could just mean you want to invest an hour a day reaching out to contacts to, make an introduction. Well, okay, that's an investment. But if you're not willing to do that, you're too busy. Right? I hear that all the time. I'm sure you do. Oh, I'm too busy. I can't do that. Everyone's busy, but you have time to do the work you need to do. So, it's about prioritization. It's about, investing. And then you can move forward from there and just understanding, okay, you need to grow. You want to get leads. You want to get sales. You want to, have people download your app or buy your book. Or at the end of the day, the strategies are not all that different. It's, it's the tactics that go behind those strategies, and you just put them into place.
Yeah. And I think that is really what sets you apart and people apart, Joseph. And that is the tactics and how you go about it. Because I think people don't want to be played. They don't want to be sold. People want to build a relationship and understand who they're working with. And they do really, really want to, at the core of people, they want to know, like, and trust the person they're working with. I go back to, I wrote a chapter in my book, actually. I go back to what old school, love it. Grew up, my mom and dad, that's the way they operated. We grew up in the suburb of Portland, not a huge town, but it was close to Portland. So we were, in the city, but it was, it was a great little town. And we would go to the gas station, Chevron, because Marv owned the gas station. We went for Marv. We went to the grocery store, Tradewell, because Betty was our checker. And we went for Betty. We went to the hair stylist because Helen was our hairstylist. That is what we did. We didn't go to Chevron, Tradewell, or the certain hair salon. We went for the people. And I think that is what people want. Even in a big business, they say people don't quit jobs, they quit people. And that's so true.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to, if there's no relationship and there doesn't seem to be anybody invested in a two-way street, that's going to be a problem from the get-go, right?
Yeah. I've left companies, and I've even told the CEOs of some of these companies I left because of a person. It was like, big corporate America, there's politics. It's part of that game. It's just an interesting, you do business with people you like. I think about, all the networking groups that are out there. Everyone joins these networking groups thinking it's going to be the solution to their business problem, right? Like, I'm going to get tons of sales because I joined XYZ networking group. What they forget is that those are people, and those people need to know, like, and trust you, just the way you just described with the Chevron station and the Tradewell. So, they're good for certain people. I don't particularly like those networking groups because I feel like everyone's just trying to sell you something. I'm the SEO guy. I'm the real estate guy. Okay, that's great, but I'm not looking to buy something here. I'm looking to meet people that are interesting.
Right. Well, hey, let me jump onto that, because I think that you're right. A lot of people go into things that way. People join a chamber of commerce, and if they don't get direct sales in the first 2 months, they tell them, "What, you haven't really done anything for me. I'm going to quit." Well, they're joining for the wrong reason, first of all, and they go to networking groups, or they join something and there are networking groups, and occasionally they show up, right? And they're not getting any results, so they quit. Well, first of all, when it comes to networking groups, and especially a chamber of commerce, I always tell everybody, because I'm involved with several, it's not what they can do for you. What can you do for them? You're there to help support small business in your community. That's what it's people coming together for that. It's not coming together to help you. It's coming together to help each other and help small business. And in the midst of that, yes, you get help too, but you have to go in to give. Number two, if you want to go to networking groups, first of all, you have to show up, because most people don't show up, and then they expect results that aren't going to happen. Number two, they need to go in with the right perspective, because you're right, 100%. Most people go in there just trying to sell their product. What I always do is I flip that with people. Tell me about you. I want to hear about you. Who are you? Joseph, you're from New Jersey, right? You're married, yes?
Yep, married,
You're
kids. Yeah.
married with a family. And I mean, I want to know about that. I want to know about people, get to know them. You like to, I'm just making stuff up. You love football. I love football. You love music. I love music. Let's talk about those things. Get to know people, because what ends up happening is, as I get to know people, this is me, and everybody gets to know me because I'm very out there. I'm a firm believer in making yourself very visible at these meetings, right? So
Yeah,
I'm very
you
out there,
have
but
to.
yeah, exactly. I'm taking full advantage of people getting to know me and who I am. And then when I really need help, or I need people to invest in my business, they all really already know me and like me and trust me. So then it's not a big deal. In fact, a lot of times when I started my own business, people came to me, Joseph. I didn't have to go to them. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying this is the process that we all should do, because then when it gets to really needing business and people, they're there to support you, right? It's kind of a natural outcropping.
Sure. Let me just build on your showing up point with a free tip to everyone who's listening. I have a very close friend who runs a business to business company. They they deal with like precious metals, not a very common business. His success, and he attributes his success to basically showing up. He answers the phone himself. You can call him pretty much almost any time. He does have a service that will route the calls, but he will answer the phone. He said to me that most of his competitors don't answer the phone. They don't even put a phone number on their websites because they don't want to talk to people. If you don't want to talk to people, then you're not in business, right? Like if you're
Exactly.
you want to learn about people and get to know people. He'll spend, it's the old Zappos, they would spend hours on the phone with people. Same idea, right? He will talk to people, make sure they feel comfortable, because it's obviously lots of money exchanging hands. It's all about showing up and building trust and creating that relationship. One other thing, which I'll just add to the networking conversation, I have another close friend. Every week, he'll ask me, "What was the highlight of your week?" And I just love that question. So now I preempt him every week, and I send my highlight to him. And we have it's just, you get to know someone at a deeper level, right? It's not just what do I do or where do I live. It's what was the highlight? What was like standing out for you? So it's an interesting question. It makes you think. It almost always makes people stop for a second and really go in and deeper. So you don't have to ask boring questions, I guess, is what I'm saying on that point.
Right. Well, I think you are 100% right. And people, you've got, you hit the nail on the head. People are using the wrong um, approach. And I do. And the approach is not be fake and funny, be yourself, be who you are. Let people know who are you really, right? And I think when you do that, people are so much more wanting to have conversations. When I go to an office and when I train my teams and I train people now, you go in to make friends. I have a workshop even called How to Turn Cold Calling into Making Friends. You go in to make friends and start with the person at the front desk. Don't bypass them. Don't make them feel small. Don't make them feel unimportant, because I can tell you, they can make you small, unimportant, and unable to access anybody if they want to. Or they can open the floodgates and let you right in. People used to laugh at me and say, "How do you do that?" And again, this isn't to pat me on the back, but I would get to know them really well. I would walk in, say hi, wave at them, drop a coffee off, and they would let me go right back and see everybody. Wouldn't even stop me, right? But of course, I did bring them free coffee too, which definitely does help. In
It's
fact,
interesting.
I was just going to say, last thing is, when you go into a new office, you want to make friends quickly. Bring everybody coffee, and immediately everybody will come out to talk.
Well, yeah, free food will always bring people out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think back to my childhood, and every morning I used to say hello to the custodian at the school. It was like, we just had a thing. My last name's Katz, so he'd welcome me with a meow, and I give him a high five. We chat for a minute. I go to class, but like, it's the people that others find to be, I hate to use the word invisible, like to your point, but they're not the CEO, they're not the executive, but they're still important in the organization. So remembering
Yeah.
everyone everyone's a person. Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves respect, regardless of who they are. And so, treating everyone as equals is, it's the golden rule, right? Like, it's not that complicated. It doesn't, forget the titles. People always ask me, what's your title? I'm like, I don't care. Call me what you want. Like, it's not important to me. Like, if title is what's driving you to be successful, then you're chasing something that you're never going to be happy with.
Right. Well, you're Joseph. And
I'm just
people
Joseph,
ask me, if people ask me that, I said, I'm Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you do? Well, I'm here to make you smile and make your day. I mean, it's just like I love what New says. She's talking about, being kind and genuine and authentic goes a long way. That's exactly it. When you're the real you, when I get in and I see, when I see on their desk, they got pictures of their son playing football or whatever, I say, that is so cool. I see your son play football, and they get excited and they start talking about their son, and you listen, and then you chime in. Oh my goodness, I love that. My son's in football also, or he used to be in football or whatever. And you start creating common bond with them over something they're passionate about. Or let's say they have pictures of deer hunting, and you ask them, even if you're not a hunter, ask them about it. Hey, I see you like to hunt. A lot of times, even the most quiet, reserved person, it's hard to shut them up after you ask them something about what they're passionate about. And you know what? That is going to do way more to getting you in the door and making sales down the road or at some point than trying to push your product or service on them. In fact, there are times where if you have a good enough connection and conversation right off the bat and you just hand them your card, you go to leave, they'll say to you, oh man, you know what? I need a good roofer right now. So you're in roofing? Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to call and give you and have you give me an estimate. And you never even brought it up.
Right. That's the sales that you don't ask for. They're usually the best clients, right? The ones you chase and you have to persuade are usually the biggest pains in the butt because they're not a match. It's just it's a business deal. It's not a relationship.
Right. Right. And I'm telling you, 99.9% people, and I know you know this, Joseph, 99.9% of people out there, everybody, want to know who they are working with, want to like them and trust them. It is innate within us as human beings. We want that, right? Nobody really wants to just work with numbers. Nobody really wants to just buy something on Amazon and not know people. Deep down, they truly want to know the people they work with. It's just the way it is. We buy the other ways out of convenience and our busy, rushed lives, not out of what we really love. I mean, when it comes down to it, I do this. I go down to the Christian bookstore and I spend money at the store because I know the owners. I know it's tough to be in bookstore business. I know they have to charge a little bit more because they have a storefront and they have overhead and all that. But also I know they care about me and they will say, I'll go down and see Kevin at Willamette Valley Christian Supply right here, a town right next to us in Albany. And he'll say, Russ, hey, come over here. Let me tell you about these books. Personal touch, starts explaining things to me, why it would benefit me because he knows about me. He knows me, right? And so that's so much nicer than typing into Google and going to Amazon and just trying to figure it out on your own and hoping you're picking the right thing. I mean, I know we all do it. I know for convenience, that's nice. I get that. But I mean, it means so much. And this is how we build community because I care for him and I use his business. Guess what? He has sponsored Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. He has put into my business some of his resources because he wants to support me. It's a natural outcropping, and I didn't even have to ask him, right? It all became part of it. So, Joseph, I am having such a great conversation, but our time is running out. So
no problem.
We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do it again. We're going to have a part 2. But before we close today, what I want you to do is I'm going to give you the last word. Give everybody really your gold nugget of today, what you want them to remember from our discussion, and then let everybody know how they get in touch with you.
All right, I'll work backwards on that one. Get in touch with me is you can go to my website, just Josef Katz, JosefKatz.com, or I'm on LinkedIn, same name. Golden nugget, I think, for today is really just, don't sell. Like, just build that relationship and, figure out like how you can help someone versus how you can sell someone.
Right. No, my goodness. I mean, ding, 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 mic drop, golden moment, everybody. See how you can help somebody instead of trying to sell somebody, because what do people really want you to do in a sale anyway? And we're going to have to get into this next time. What they really want you to do is they want you to solve problems and help them. They have a problem or a need. That is why they're coming to you, or that is why they will buy your product or service, right? I need a new roof. I need help because I can't install my own roof. So what do? I find a good roofer. Who am I going to go to? First thing I'm going to go to, by the way, is somebody in my chamber of commerce or somebody in my networking group or somebody in my community that I know, like, and trust already, so I don't have to start the whole project over. And I tell you, if I can't find them, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to Joseph and say, hey, Joseph, who do you know, like, and trust that I can use? Because I know, like, and trust Joseph, and he's going to tell me somebody. So it all boils down to community. So listen, all of Joseph's information is right there below us. And we would love for you to reach out and connect with Joseph, because this man knows what he's talking about. He can help you out. All of his links are clickable in the show notes, the comments. You can go right to him. And I want to tell you, I really highly encourage you to do that. Look for future shows in the new year with Joseph on again, because we're going to have another talk. And I haven't asked him, but with that smile, I know he's going to say yes. So we're going to just go with that.
I'm in. I'm always in.
Okay. So listen, just remember, I'm going to close the show up with you on today, Joseph, because you know what? It's been such a good show. We've let it go over a little bit, but you know what, everybody? We'll be back Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time or Pacific Standard Time with another awesome show. This converts to audio podcast. You can listen on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcast channels, whatever you like to listen to, it'll be there. And you can also watch this on replay. So if you're watching replay, which I know a ton of you do, put a hashtag Team Replay down there, say hi to us, share this with your friends, because you can still do that. And you can still remember to be part of our YouTube channel, subscribe at marketingwithruss.live, and be here next week or the end of this week on Thursday for our next show. And until we see you again, everybody, I want to thank Joseph, and I want to thank all of you for being here. Have a great day and a great life. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.